Welcome into the DNVR Rockies Podcast. I'm Patrick Lyons.
I'm Suzie Hunter. Patrick, we get to talk about a Rockies win today, and I like that. That's fun. That's fun for us.
It is number 46 on the season. Mm-hmm. They win 6-4 last night at Coors Field, snapping a 5-game losing streak, and only the second win against Arizona this season in 8 games. Lot to get into. We'll have some fun, of course, during the course of the show. We'll learn a couple things about the Little League World Series, which is set to start on Wednesday.
Very soon.
Get folks primed for that a little bit. But we'll start at the top with the guy at the top. The good news that we got on Monday, the rumors were true. Yeah, Charlie Blackmon back in action off the IL. Missed 53 games with the fractured right hand. He hasn't missed more than 22 games on the IL ever in his career.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's why I was surprised that it really was that long. 53 games. He must have killed him inside a little bit. But it's so great to have him back. He is so invaluable to this lineup, to his teammates. Like, this is great news.
Yeah, everyone talked about his leadership being there. Nolan Jones even said post-game, there was a point during that rally in the 8th inning because Rockies were trailing in this game before a big 4-run 8th inning to come from behind to get the victory. Charlie started that all off at the leadoff spot, but he also led off the 8th inning, kind of legged out a ground ball, and Nolan Jones was like, okay, this guy's back. And we know how Nolan Jones feels about some of the older guys in the clubhouse, recognizing their legitimacy and recognizing what they've done in their career. So to have Charlie Blackmon back doing that, it's great for everybody.
Great for everybody. Yeah, and he was productive last night. We love that.
We also got more news from, so we got 2 hits from Charlie Blackmon.
Yeah.
We got news on Sean Bouchard. He comes off the IL. He's down in Albuquerque, so he got optioned back down to Albuquerque. So Sean Bouchard, of course, has missed this entire season with a left biceps surgery. He's back from that, and Buddy likes his at-bats and thinks that it's going to play pretty much anywhere that he's at because he's a very selective hitter, which obviously has a ton of value. So I think we will see that. So he'll be one of those guys we talked about. There's 53 players who've been used. I think Bouchard is a lock now to play at some point with the Rockies this season. Definitely.
I could absolutely see him being one of the guys that we see come up to Colorado sometime in the next 7 weeks. But of course, with Sean Bouchard coming off the IL, and with Charlie Blackmon coming off the IL, the corresponding move for Charlie Blackmon was, of course, to DFA Cole Tucker.
Yeah.
So that kind of bummed us out.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get to see Vanessa Hudgens hanging out at Coors Field. It was fun while it lasted.
I think he'll end up sticking around. That's my prediction.
You think so?
Nothing.
You don't think someone's going to scoop him up?
No. I think there might be teams that are very much interested. But if he clears waivers, he'll essentially be able to choose the team he wants to go to, and I think he's going to want to stay with the Rockies.
I mean, listen, now that him and Sean Bouchard finally have the chance to be reunited, they're obviously besties. I hope he does stick around.
Yeah,
it's all actually down to Sean Bouchard convincing Cole Tucker to stay around.
We thought they were going to reunite in Colorado. They're going to reunite in Albuquerque, but then maybe again, the sequel, Reunion Part 2, the Coors Field inning. Maybe. But we got to get the first one in first.
Maybe.
That's how that works.
I guess, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, and
yes,
Chris Bryant, still has a few more weeks, Buddy said. But he also said with the splint that's on his hand from the hit by pitch that he'll definitely be back this season, which I thought was interesting that he could definitively say that he'll definitely be back despite still needing the splint and still needing like a couple weeks, right?
He still needs the splint because even though that broken bone is healing, it's still broken. Like there is still a fracture that you can see in there when you do x-rays. So, okay, like he insists we're going to see him by the end of the year. He said the same thing too. We asked about Ryan Feltner. Speaking of guys trying to come back this season, Ryan Feltner, he's like, no, he'll definitely be back this season too.
That was also great.
A damn miracle.
Yeah, that was also great news. In fact, both Ryan Feltner and Chase Anderson will throw a bullpen session today at Coors. Then on Saturday, both Anderson and Feltner will throw some live batting practice. And great question there. I think it was by Thomas Harding. Will there be a screen up in front of Ryan Feltner? No screen.
No screen, just
he's
vibes.
going right at it. That's it. He's just going right at it. So if all goes well this week for those two guys, Anderson, probably rehab start in Albuquerque. Feltner, go down to Arizona, Salt River Fields complex, work on a couple things before he then starts to go out. Because you got to remember, dude hasn't really even been throwing. So, what would his role even be for him to come back? Is it, 3 innings maybe you get out of him by the end of the season? Just seeing him back on the field, I think, would be a huge victory and really just kind of allows him to reset. That's what Rodgers wanted to do, and he'll easily be able to do that here playing the final 2 months. But just be able to go into the offseason like, hey, this is kind of a normal offseason rather than, oh man, I just had surgery and now you're trying to get back in action. Like Tyler Kinley, think about that. He had to go through the offseason still doing the rehab thing before he could come back. So now this offseason will be a lot more normal for him. So you hope Feltner can get back. And it does sound like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, no, you know what? He seems so determined, so mentally determined to make this comeback that I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, that was really good news.
Yeah.
We got that before game. Very happy.
Yeah. And other good news, too. Profar's injury is not as bad as we were maybe afraid. I mean, I know I didn't have a good feeling seeing that. Also, just considering the Aaron Judge of it all, the injury at Dodger Stadium where he goes crashing through that bullpen fence. Absolutely ridiculous. But we did ask Buddy if, he was relieved that Profar's injury wasn't, as serious as maybe we would have been afraid of. But, Kayla, are we ready to play that? All right. Here's what he had to say yesterday. Is it kind of a relief to have Jerks and Profar's injury not be more serious than it is, especially considering the weird thing that happened to Aaron Judge out there?
Yeah. I thought the same thing, right? Right when it happened, we didn't know what body part got him. But I think we all immediately thought of Judge, right? But I do know that I think that the Dodgers put a padding down there. I saw on that lower part of cement at the bottom of the wall. But anytime a player crashes into the wall and goes down, is in discomfort, you're worried. So it is a relief that he's fine. And he feels good.
Yeah, he did seem like he was doing well yesterday, even before we got this update, because he was walking around in the clubhouse. He had some kind of sleeve type thing on his leg. He was all smiles. Well, he's always all smiles.
He's always all smiles.
But you know what? If he wasn't all smiles, that's how we'd know something was serious.
It was the appropriate amount of Profar smiles to know he was okay.
Yes, it was exactly what I needed. It was his baseline.
Yeah, he's a good bet to see him at some point, maybe off the bench at some point. During this Diamondbacks series,
to come off the bench in theory.
Yeah, so it's a good bet. It's a good bet. We'll see him over the next couple of days. It's a good bet to turn $1 into $200 in bonus bets. When you join Bet365, you download the app, deposit $10, and claim $200 in bonus bets as soon as you place a bet for $1. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR when you sign up. Look, they've pioneered live in-game betting. They've got 780,000 live stream events each and every year, and they're also a proud partner of the Colorado Rockies.
They are. They've got a good setup for baseball bets, too, which I really like, that early payout.
Yeah, it's great because you don't have to worry about the bullpen imploding, and you don't have to stay up late to watch the end of the game. If your team gets up by 5 runs or more, the Bet365 baseball early payout offer says you're going to get an instant payout. Parlay and same game parlay selections will be marked as winners. Download the app and use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Volo Sport. There's no gambling with that because that is just a great time guaranteed no matter what you're doing, whether it's a sport or a game, because they don't just have sports. People get injured with sports. I don't know if you get hurt with games quite as much.
If you're not playing hard enough. If you play hard enough, you can get injured doing anything. We're not talking about injuries, though. Volo's so much fun.
Yeah. Cornhole. Is cornhole a game or a sport?
It's on ESPN. It's a sport.
Okay. It's on the Ocho. I don't know that is it officially on ESPN or is it on the Ocho?
It's been on ESPN.
I'm going to vote it's a sport.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a sport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And have you gone out to any of those Volo events?
You know what? It's tough for us this time of year. I will say I was watching the I was watching the Rockies game here on Sunday, and all the Volo crews were in here playing Flip Cup. Like, it's like such a vibe.
It's great. Like, it's perfect for people that just want to get back to being active, first and foremost, with kickball, soccer, volleyball, those kind of things. Or if you're like, hey, maybe I need lower stakes because I'm worried about getting injured, and I just want to meet new people because, look, we've got tons of people moving to Denver each and every day.
Yes.
Go out, join a cornhole league, join a bocce ball league, bowling, pickleball. Like, they've got just about everything.
Yeah, we had the bowling league all summer. We were playing kickball.
Yeah.
And you can do a little drop-in thing, too. They've got a good setup for that.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Volosport.com. That's where you want to go. And they've got leagues all throughout the city. Lodo, Rhino, Aurora, Northfield, Arvada. You name it. Check it out. Volosport.com. Chris Flexen. I checked him out last night. He looked pretty good, I thought.
Christopher Flexifer.
That's the name?
That's his full name.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Season high 6K for him.
Yes.
Season high 6 innings pitched. In fact, he's only struck out more than 6 batters in a game 6 times in his career. So he struck out 8 guys 3 times, 7 guys 3 times. So he was kind of locked in a little bit last night. Sure, he gave up 4 runs in 6 innings at Coors Field. That's pretty good.
It's fine at Coors Field.
Yeah,
it's
very
fine
much
at
so.
Coors Field. As long as we get some run support, too.
Yeah.
Which we did. We'll get into it, but...
That's right. Yeah, tough luck in that first inning, too. That ball that I think Tolia maybe lost in the sun out in right field. That drops in and a run scores. Maybe that, scoreless first inning could allow him a true quality start. But he is a Coors quality start, I think, in general. He talked post-game, so did Buddy. He's just basically threw more strikes. His cutter slider was a lot crisper in general. Uses changeups a lot more. They were effective. He hasn't been able to do that much with Colorado. So that's really positive. Maybe, again, still has a few more starts left to go the rest of the year, but maybe that's a guy you can say, we're going to need some depth in this rotation next year. Maybe you bring back Chris Flexen with what he was able to do against the Diamondbacks on Monday night. You go, okay, all right, that's a possibility. We'll see what he does the rest of the way.
It's a possibility. And you also have to keep in mind, this Diamondbacks team has been good this season, but they've definitely come back to earth, especially recently. So they're in a funk right now, too. And I don't want to discredit Chris Flexen having a good start, but I need to see a lot more.
Sure.
Is
Phoenix isn't even Earth. It's Mars. So that makes sense that they would be coming back down to Earth now. Especially at this is a time of year where maybe you want to live on Mars rather than living in Phoenix at this time of year.
Well, if you're living in Phoenix, you live on the surface of the sun.
So Mars is an upgrade, really, when you think about it. That makes a lot of sense. Brent Suter, another one of those guys. Are they going to bring him back? Had a scoreless 7th inning. Matt Cook. I did get a message from some people in the Diamondbacks world. How is Matt Cook doing this well this year? It's like, yeah, he's been a dude.
He's been that dude.
He's been a dude.
He's been really good coming in for relief.
Yeah, and then Justin Lawrence slams the door. 3 strikeouts, 15 pitches for his 10th save of the season. Fantastic to see that. And then on the offensive side, as you were alluding to, Elias Montero gets it started off with a home run to center field. 433 to center field. Now he hits this off of Merrill Kelly. Do you know who his first career home run was against?
Merrill Kelly?
Merrill Kelly.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's fun.
I like that. Kelsey Wingard. She had that one. She was on that.
Of course she did.
Tip of the cap to her. And of course, because I've been enjoying this more now, especially since I think the Would It Dong account has been suspended because it's considered a bot, right? I've been enjoying going to Baseball Savant, looking at the homer factor, if you will. That home run for Montero last night on Monday, 29 out of 30. The only ballpark it wouldn't have been a dong, Chase Field. So
I love when the stars align like that.
Sorry, D-backs fans. Sorry about that.
It'll be okay.
Tovar's 423-foot shot, shorter by 10 feet, but it was where he hit it into the left center field gap. Homer 30 out of 30, had a double, single, triple shy of the cycle.
It's the hardest one.
Not bad. He ends up tying Pat Valleca, Jose Ortiz, and Garrett Atkins for the 6th most home runs by a rookie in a single season. So he's now at 13.
Pat Valleca.
Pat the Bat. Patty the Vatty.
How is
Not a nickname.
How is Pat Valleca doing? Where is he?
I think he's with the Oklahoma City Dodgers, actually. He's trying to win himself a World Series ring, which I imagine some guys in AAA do. I don't know that for a fact, but I would think, again, you're part of the organization. You're helping out. Depends on how long you've been with the team.
You have to play for the actual team.
If you play for it, you're definitively get one. But we know the organizations will give out other rings, bestow them upon people for like, hey, no, you contributed to this. So do some guys in AAA get it? I think there's a chance. We'll have to find out today. You're not guaranteed it. I'm not saying you're guaranteed it, but I'm saying, depending on maybe how long you've been with the organization or something and what you're able to do to work with a young guy who's trying to find their way in Oklahoma City, you go, hey, you know what? You're a part of this. Not on the field, but you helped somebody.
That seems like a very specific hypothetical.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ties a career high for 3 hits for Ezequiel Tovar, which was fantastic. Now, a 4-run eighth was started off 4 consecutive singles. Well, not consecutive. 3 consecutive singles. Charlie Blackmon, Ezequiel Tovar. Then Ryan McMahon does it to load the bases. Brendan Rodgers. First real big moment there for him. Go-ahead RBI,
Huge
2-run score on
him.
that. They go ahead 5-4. And then Nolan Jones adds his own RBI single, which was great. Charlie had a wonderful quote about the rally. And he sort of inadvertently, lets people know what he's bringing to this young roster. He said post-game about that 8th inning rally, hitting kind of breeds hitting. So if I see someone in front of me get a hit, it's like, oh yeah, I'll just do that. Classic Charlie quote.
Classic Charlie.
I think sometimes seeing good at-bats happen kind of puts you in the mindset where like, yeah, I'm going to have a good at-bat too because my teammate did. It's like, yeah, actually that does make sense.
It doesn't not make sense.
And when you hear Charlie say it just makes you laugh.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty funny.
It just makes you laugh. So
that was a fun inning, though. That was a fun inning.
It was. It was great to have him back.
I gotta say though, like I'm not. This isn't a knock on him, but you can just kind of see his age when it comes to like base running. You can see it a little more than I think. I
think he's always been kind of a goofy-ish runner. No, I think you might be right.
I think he's slowing down a little bit in terms of what he's able to do.
Maybe
running.
I noticed
the difference between him and the younger players who are also on base with him.
The fluidity in which he's able to generate his speed.
Exactly.
I would agree. I would agree with you on that. I would also agree with you that if I buy a pair of shades from ShadyRays.com, you get one free. It's called a BOGO.
And if I get a pair of shades, I will give you the other pair.
You would?
Yeah.
That's not what you said off air. You said, I'm going to get 2 pairs then.
That's crazy. Everyone knows we don't talk off air.
No, seriously. It's a fantastic deal. Also because here's the thing. If you lose your free pair, and again, we're going to have to talk off air, and you're going to go, hey, can you go ahead and go through the lost and broken replacement policy? I'll do that because that's easy. That's where Shady Rays comes in clutch, because if you lose or break your shades, boom, you get another pair for free. If you don't happen to like your shades, crazy to think about, but you know what? You get a full refund within 30 days, or you can just swap them out, get something else, try them on in person at the Park Meadows Mall. If you buy 2 more pairs of polarized sunglasses, you get 50% off there. I'll obviously mention DNVR, and really try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 200,000 people. I should put mine on. These are not baseball regulated glasses. Like my other pair, you could wear in the field.
But those are so nice. I love these. This is a great look for you.
This actually is a similar like shape to the flip glasses that guys don't necessarily wear anymore, where you wear them when it's in the sun, and then you flip them up if you're an infielder.
Okay.
And then if there's a pop-up, you flip the shades down. You ever see those? The flip shades?
Yeah.
That's kind of similar to this style, I think, a little bit. So we'll have to see if Shady Rays has an infielder pair. They call it the Patrick model. That would be what that's called. Backus and Schenker is just what's called fantastic.
Backus and Schenker.
They are. They've been winning for Colorado folks for over 25 years, whether it's a motorcycle accident, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks, car accidents, you name it. Anything that wasn't your fault, they're going to help you out. In fact, you just give them a call, 222-2222. Consult with them for free, because you're like, well, maybe I was a little bit at fault, but maybe you weren't. Like, look, we all have that kind of guilt if something goes wrong of like, oh, maybe what could I have done better? A reasonable person would say that. But in a case like this, Backus and Schenker goes, yeah, but you know what? That's unreasonable. Maybe you're being too nice. You're being too guilty.
They're going to let you know.
They will let you know.
They're going to let you know, and they're not going to charge you a dime.
Nope, it's free. In fact, they could even work on your case for free. They don't see anything until you do. They've won their clients over $1 billion over the past 25 years. That's largely in part to the hundreds folks they got on staff, the 30 lawyers they've got employed, and they're all over Colorado. You can actually visit their neighborhood offices at Denver, Aurora, Inglewood, Fort Collins. You can go to coloradolaw.net if you want to go online, or really maybe do the easiest thing and give them a call at 222-2222 because you know who wins?
Magus and Shaker.
Nailed it. So good. So good. So we talked about Charlie getting hit on the hand, missing 53 games. Not that cool. Let's take these glasses off.
Let's reel it in.
Well, yeah, go. You need to, if you're just listening to this as a podcast, jump on the DNVR Sports channel, live on YouTube. Leave a comment. How cool or uncool are the shades indoors? Am I able to pull it off? We know Suzie can, but can I? I don't know. Leave it in the chat. Leave us a review there. Or if you're just listening to this as a podcast, go ahead and leave us a review. We love those. But Charlie got hit in the hand. He's out for a while. Chris Bryant's wearing the splint because he got hit in the hand. He's still out. Brendan Rodgers got hit the other day. Stayed in the game. He's been fine.
He's fine.
I want to say he toughed it out, but it's not that Charlie and Chris aren't toughing it out. Just no fracture for Rodgers.
It's just a little more broken.
Which is great. So it got me thinking about the history of hit by pitches just a little bit. Now, the rule for getting hit by a pitch was first created in 1887, so it wasn't always a thing.
You could just freaking hit a guy before then.
Yeah. Well, back in the day when it was invented, the pitcher was like supposed to throw a strike, where it was like, hey, jerk, put it over the plate. The whole object of the game is for me to hit it. And then it became, well, you're being too picky. It was in and around a zone, so you're being too picky. That's going to be a strike. So now changes the strategy. I love how baseball's evolved.
It has
over
evolved.
time. But Huey Jennings has the record, 287 hit by pitches. The modern day record that most people know, Craig Biggio, 285. He did that in double the amount of at-bats that Huey Jennings did. So he was getting plunked all the time.
Oh my gosh.
He's a Hall of Famer too. Yeah. Huey Jennings. But only 7 active players right now have been hit by a pitch 100 or more times. Mike Trout's at 99. Josh Harrison's at 98. I don't know if it'll happen. But one of those players with 100 hit by pitches, Charlie Blackmon. He's at exactly 100. In fact, his 100th was the one that put him on the IL.
You know, it took 100 of them to break him.
Can you believe that?
It took 100 of pitches hitting him to break him. God damn it.
That's crazy. Yeah. Most, so the other guys active with 100 or more hit by pitches, Starling Marte, Jose Abreu, Mark Canha, Justin Turner, Colton Wong, and then most amongst active players, he's 8th all time. Anthony Rizzo. Dude loves getting plunked.
You know what? I was going to say, he's got like a real punchable face, so I could see him also just having a real hittable existence.
Maybe, yeah. He gets on top of the plate. He doesn't mind. He does not mind.
You know what? He doesn't. He's a tank.
Charlie doesn't either, too. And again, Rizzo's been hit by twice as many pitches, and yet, Charlie is in a league of his own.
Well, I wonder if Charlie minds being hit by a pitch a little more now that one broke a part of his body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to wear like a hand guard. I'm wondering if he'll do that, but that could impact your swing. It's just part of the game a little bit.
It's just part of the game.
It is just part of the game, just in general. But we got a game tonight at 6:40. We know that the Rockies are going to have Ty Block. The Diamondbacks are still kind of clueless as to who they're going to be starting.
Right? Yeah. I don't think we know yet.
Could be. They could be.
How hard could it be?
Yeah, Derek.
Oh, we know the opener.
It might be a bullpen game.
I think it's a bullpen day. You know what? Because Derek Montilla did tweet out that they know the opener.
Yeah, Joe Mantiply is going to be going.
Yes.
To start at least. And then maybe they go to the rookie Bryce Jarvis, who, since he just got called up, that means he'd be making his major league debut at Coors Field. You don't wish that on your worst enemy. Great
opportunity to start your major league career as a pitcher at Coors Field, famously a disaster for all pitchers.
Yeah, it's rough.
I wonder how long Mantiply would go because he pitched last night.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why I was surprised to see that he was the opener.
Unless the Rockies are swinging at the first or second pitch and he has a 1-2-3 inning, it'll probably just be one inning. It's just, I guess, just soften the blow, mix things up a little bit. So we'll find out today. Follow us on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies, where who will really get the bulk of the innings for the Diamondbacks. Because, yeah, it's definitely not going to be Joe Mantiply.
No
two ways.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
It's not even a real name.
No.
No.
Well, he was an all-star last year.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yes.
That's weird.
He was their all-star. That's a rough one. That's like Brian LaHair for Cubs fans who remember, first baseman, good for literally 3 months. Got an all-star appearance. He was their lone representative.
Listen,
said Joe Mantiply.
Got to pick someone.
Someone, yeah.
Gotta pick someone.
Rockies, their all-stars have never been so bad. There's been some like odd ones, like Jeffrey Hammonds was an all-star one year, but there was a couple guys that year. I think that was the year 2000. So, but the Rockies have never had anything egregious where you're like, oh, this guy, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's deserving. Their guys have been deserving.
Because usually I would say like Rockies fans definitely feel like our guys are underrated. No one gets the attention they deserve.
That's true. And if you look at
pitching wise and hitter wise.
Of course, and if you're looking at Elias Diaz's numbers, you're like, oh, I mean, they don't look all-star worthy, but he's a catcher.
Yeah.
And what he's had to do with his pitching staff, so on the defensive side and everything, and again, for a catcher, those are really good. JT Realmuto, not an all-star this year because of Elias Diaz.
Yep.
Like that's where he was at. We're at here on the corner of Colfax and York. DNVR bar, man, where diehards, besides getting that access to the Diehards Only Discord and that group, you folks in there, love all of y'all, keeping it live, having a good time with that. But you come down to the bar and you actually get 15% off all of your food and drink. You get $11 burger and beer special on Fridays, where we've got the Friday Night Lives going on. I know Avs are doing it. That's going to be a lot of fun. You usually have a show too.
I'll be the opener for the Avs because my show will be live at 5.
You're going to be the Joe Mantleply of Friday Night Live.
Sure.
Yes, and.
And then, I like to think of myself as more of a Jake Bird type of an opener.
Ooh.
Deep cut.
And
because I am going to get into a fight with someone.
I was going to say, Bryce Harper feels the same about you, maybe, as... Are we on good terms with Bryce Harper?
You know what? Bryce Harper is a new enemy now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He got into an argument. He got into it the other day.
That's fair. If you come down on Tuesday today, tacos and tequila, $3 each. Can't beat that. That's just a fantastic deal in general. So it's your choice on the tacos and the tequila for $3. You also get 20% off all of our tailgates. We got one coming up August 26th.
Yeah, preseason tailgate.
Broncos have only one preseason game this year. This is the one to make sure that you go to, get the ball rolling, feel out the situation, and realize, yes, the best tailgate in all of Denver for a Broncos game is ours.
Yes. I love tailgate season.
Yeah.
Tailgate season it's the best part of football for me.
Better than Taylor Swift season. Tailgate season.
It's never not Taylor Swift season, so relax on that.
There's an overlap. Actually, not really. The Eras Tour is over, so you know what? It is now only tailgate
not over.
season.
It's only the first U.S. leg is over. The tour's not over.
One leg, yes. All right. Speaking of choices, sometimes you don't necessarily have to make a choice between tailgate season and the other one, but let's have a little fun.
Let's have a little fun. Yeah, we're going to play Fielder's Choice, where I'm going to give you a couple of options, and you're going to pick which one you would rather live out. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Would you rather be on a team that is above 600 almost all season, but then you fall apart at the end? Or you're playing 300 ball all season, you go on a tear, but you're still totally out of it the whole time?
I think 600. In both scenarios, it sounds like we're missing the postseason.
No matter what, you're missing the postseason. But which situation would you rather live out?
The latter scenario, you go, hold on now. We made some trades. The young guys, you're on the way up, hoping that the next season is going to be a little bit better, similar to the Rockies. But even still, I think it's going to be a lot more fun for 3-4 months of the season to be at 600 or better. And then it falls apart. You go, all right, well, you can learn from that experience. You probably still have a lot of key pieces around, right? Because if you're at 600, you're not trading away guys. So
you know what? That's fair.
So you're still going to go, all right, hold on. We still like the core that we got here going forward.
Okay.
We just maybe need to do a little bit more, maybe be more aggressive at the trade deadline. I think I would like those prospects better than, hey, we haven't been good, but we got really good there towards the end. Maybe next season is going to be fantastic. You want that kind of hope, but at least you've done it for part of the season in the first scenario where you're really good and then it falls down.
All right.
So this is a real...
So you picked the first one.
So I picked the Diamondbacks.
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Thinly veiled.
That is exactly where I was going with this.
That's a great scenario, though. I like that.
Patrick, would you rather be the current owner of the Oakland A's or the future owner of an expansion team?
So did I get transported into the body of Dave Cavall?
Yes.
Oh no. See, I I just thought if I own the team, now I can go, guys, just kidding, we're staying here. I'm kind of thrust into that situation. I made a deal with the devil, and so I can't break that.
Yes.
So I have to go forward with moving a team out.
You have to go forward with the decisions that he's already put into place.
Or owner of expansion team.
Or you're the owner of a future expansion team.
So that means I'm not an owner just yet, and I gotta. That's honestly, I would rather own the A's. I would rather be the A's owner in that scenario. I mean, I definitely don't have crippling anxiety, but just waiting around to try to like get that expansion team and like, oh, it's going to happen. Yeah, but it hasn't happened yet. And now we're hearing that, and Vegas wants to get a second team. What? And now all of a sudden Vancouver's in the mix. Oh my God. It's not going to happen for us.
Oh my gosh.
That kind of anxiety.
Does anyone have a Xanax for this man?
That kind of anxiety is drifting over to your side of the podcast because like that's where it's at. So I'd rather almost be stuck in the deal for the devil and then maybe try to win my soul back in a violin or a little banjo kind of contest. I know Kale gets the reference. I think the devil went down to Georgia. No, okay.
I got the reference.
There we go. I would, but I would really hate to be the bad guy. But it also isn't my choice. I just got thrust into a real Freaky Friday scenario.
It's a Freaky Friday scenario.
I don't know that I'd want to deal with that kind of anxiety. So I'd rather be the bad guy and then just try to spend the rest of my life maybe making it up to people. Opening up the largest like soup kitchen in the world in Oakland or something like that.
Gosh.
I don't know. So I'd rather that. I'd rather
have the expansion team start fresh.
Okay.
Have to deal with, the anxiety of putting a team together, but I'd rather just start fresh instead of taking on the mess that Oakland has made for itself.
And I think you'd be really good at the financial part of it where you got to go around and like the guys who are the owners, they don't own 100% of the team. They just own enough to be the majority owner. So, but you got to go around and say, hey, can you just give me like $5 million? Here's why it's good. You'd be good at that.
I'm so good at asking for money. It's what my whole life is.
Yeah. See, and that's another thing that I just wouldn't be good at. Like, yeah.
You know what? I'll just play. I have a game. Kale's seen me play this game where if I give my dad any bill, he will trade me for a 20. So I'll like give him a 5. He'll give me a 20.
The $20 bill game. It's a great game.
It's my favorite game. So I just do that.
Does that work with does Andy play that game with everybody?
You can try it.
All right, the Andy game. Let's go.
But like you have to keep in mind, like I'm a beautiful princess, and like you're you.
I'm like 3/4 of the way on both, beautiful and princess wise. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Patrick, listen, we got some birthday boys this week because Tolia's birthday is Wednesday.
Okay.
Elahuris Montero's birthday is on Thursday.
Wow.
Patrick, would you rather everyone you love forgets your birthday or everyone you love sings happy birthday to you for 24 hours straight?
Ooh, 24 hours straight.
Yeah, and you have to listen to it. You have to be awake for it.
They love me, so that's kind of messed up that they would do that to me. So maybe for a couple hours it would be good.
Or would you rather they just forgot about it?
Yeah, that's
Would you
true.
rather everyone was so annoying about it or they just forgot?
Forgot, I think. I've not been a big birthday celebrator my entire life. I've kind of, because sometimes I can be a contrarian and how I've lived my life. And now as I get older, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to like treat myself a little bit on my birthday. But in the past, no offense to anyone out there, but like people that go crazy for their birthday,
I can hear you.
Down.
I can literally hear you.
Wait, I'll put my hand up so you can hear me. Like, calm down. So like, I've always been like, I do not want to be like that in any capacity.
Oh my
I like
gosh.
actively didn't celebrate my birthday some years just to be like, see how I'm not like that? And now I'm finding a happy medium, I think.
I love that for you. See, I would rather have everyone sing to me for 24 hours straight. I'm like, that actually sounds amazing. Like, I would love that.
Yeah, but you're smart enough, again, giving you credit, you'd live stream this and you'd monetize it.
You know what? I would have a really good time. I think Leandro's on your side. Mood as fuck, except for milestone birthdays. That makes sense. That's fair.
Thank you, Leandro.
That's fair.
Appreciate that.
Unfortunately, to me, every birthday's a milestone. Patrick, would you rather the Rockies had the A's record of 33-86, but no one really pays attention? No one really cares.
Okay.
Or would you rather the Rockies have Cleveland's record of 57-62, but no one will shut the hell up about how awful it is?
Ooh. I don't... Yeah, I'm okay with the criticism. So
Yeah.
I'd go with the Cleveland route because, I mean, Oakland is... I was just somewhere today before this. Props to everybody over at Rocky Mountain Sabre. Caught up with a couple folks there for their luncheon, for our luncheon. And, the Chiron came up and it was like, oh, my God, 86 losses for the A's. Like, you forget sometimes because they are forgettable to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's okay to be kind of living in obscurity. But I'm okay with the criticism. Obscurity can be too obscure.
Too obscure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd be okay with the Cleveland situation.
Okay. I have one last question for you. It's a two-parter, kind of. Patrick, would you rather be forced to live the same day over and over again for a full year, or just be in a straight-up coma for a full year?
Oh, boy. So I wouldn't be living the same day for a year. I'd be living it for 365 days, technically speaking.
Yes. You would live the same day 365 times.
Yeah, I'd rather that.
Yeah.
I'd rather that because that's just like a time pause. I
Yeah.
mean, look at what Bill Murray was able to do in that
He
documentary
did so
Groundhog
much.
Day. Yeah, like
In that
you got
documentary.
to see, a glimpse at his life. He paused time, got to redo some things. He got very knowledgeable from Jeopardy. You could learn an instrument, at least partially one. You could learn a lot in that amount of time.
Here's the twist.
Yeah.
How about, what if that day was June 24th when the Rockies lost to the Angels 25-1? What if that's the day you have to live over and over again for a full year?
That was a good day.
And
I
also,
didn't
like,
hate that
caveat,
day.
you can't make any bets on the game.
It was painful. Obviously, you don't want the guys to have to deal with something like that. But from an objective observer there, it was just like, I'm watching a baseball game. I'm watching history. This is just wild, looking at people and their reactions. Like, just taking a step back from that perspective, it was like, oh, this is okay. This is kind of cool in a way to
Like,
be
it's
here for
horrible,
history.
but, like, everyone's
Yeah.
going to survive.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And someone over there on the DNVR Rockies account pointing out, maybe it was Brian Hoke, somebody who covers the Yankees, saying, hey, there's been so many bad Yankees losses this year. I'll go first with the worst. And it was that one on July 16th against the Rockies at Coors Field. And so, Feet Alonso, shout out to my cousin Matt. He was the one that had a That's Baseball Season
Yes.
shirt on. He's a Yankees fan. Like, that's kind of cool bragging rights to go, oh man, and in that game where CJ Cron hit the grand slam and they traded him the next day to Los Angeles, he's gonna be able to go, I was at that game. It was painful, but that gives you some cachet to be a part of something like that. So I'd be okay
It's a battle scar.
Yes, I like
Yeah,
that. I
okay.
like that
Okay.
for sure. For sure. A very
Yeah.
memorable battle scar that requires 25 stitches.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
See, I
Yes.
think I'd want the coma. Sounds like
Yeah.
a nice break.
I guess so. But what if Steph won a whole Taylor Swift VIP contest while you were out? And she's got
forget
to take
it.
somebody. She's got to take somebody.
Forget it. I take it back. I'll relive the 25-1 day.
I'm good at pushing the right buttons here, huh? It's just, it all kind of comes back to that.
It all works. It all works.
It all works for us on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies. At Patrick D. Lyons is where I can be found on Twitter.
You can find me at the Suzie Hunter on all platforms.
Quite wondrous, quite momentous of a show for us, but unfortunately, you know what they say about that kind of momentum.
They say it's time to get to the park. Nope, they don't say that.
Well,
They
they say
might
it
say
after.
that.
They might.
They might.
But who are they, by the way? That's
We'll never
really
know.
the
I
question.
don't want to know.
I don't want to know either. But they say it's only as good as your next show.
Yeah.
Good thing we've got a good one in store post-game on Wednesday. Rockies maybe getting a series win against those Snakes. We'll do it here again post-game on Wednesday right here on the DNVR Sports Channel live on YouTube.